So today I came out here on my art quest to look for new shapes, new lines and colors. I don't know that I really feel that I found new shapes, lines, and colors, but I did investigate more thoroughly, which I'm pleased about. And so my first part to my art quest was just looking at some of the plants around, and there are some retiring burdocks, and I really enjoyed this sort of crispy shapes and scraggly bits of the flowers that are drying, and some of the fields of the texture of those heads, and the folding of the leaves was really beautiful, something that I've seen but not really paid attention to, and also some of the leaves that have been eaten through by insects. So there are little sky holes through these leaves, which is really interesting. And then some of the other shrubs around have smaller clustered leaves, which was nice to explore those shapes. I don't really like flowers in my work, so the fact that the burdock flowers were crispy and a little bit more gnarly, I like that, as well as these small trees have almost like river rock stone shaped leaves, so I enjoyed that. And then some little sprigs of wheatgrass around here were really nice to follow their shapes. Initially I did a quick drawing, and then when I held it over the page and got it in shadow, I actually saw a lot more of its shape, so I drew it again, and that was really nice. And of course then I took notes. Also, I saw a plant back here that what captivated me was the beautiful red lines from the trees, so that's what I wasp landed on Henry's nose. So anyway, so that's what I did, a drawing of there. This is not about capturing exactly what I see. This is about capturing what interests me and seeing how I can bring this into my abstract work by using line, shape, colors, and things that make sense to me, because that's what I want in my abstract work. I don't want to have random shapes that don't have meaning to me. And the next thing I did was the mountain behind me here. I really was just looking at it for shapes, lines, light and dark, crags, in, out, layers, and that kind of thing. So sometimes I was looking at the mountain and sometimes I wasn't. And this was interesting to do, and I kept going, filling the page. And sometimes I would just allow my hand to go wherever it wanted to, which felt more like the meandering that I like to do. And then I wrote notes underneath about my experience of painting those rocks. And then I looked at the colors around, and of course, as you know, the colors that happen in nature and in your paint box are totally different. So one of the things that I noticed was that my colors were too bright, which I wasn't surprised about. And so, but I did write that down, and that's what moved me to pull out my watercolors, my 2 little kits. Well, actually, I brought a few, but I brought those with me so that I could sort of mix up colors that I liked, and also take notes about how my colors here in the paint box are far too vibrant. That one there was, these are the paints. And so that's Graphitint. And this one here, Henry, shh, stop it. Okay, sit down in the shade. Good boy. This one is like tinted charcoal. And so I use those 2. And then for something else that I was doing later, I pulled out another box that I have handy, which I may as well show you since I'm talking about it. So it's just a lot brighter, right? And okay, so there are vineyards behind me over here, and I just did a quick few lines for the vineyards, but they don't interest me as much as the rocks. So I was scribbling down some colors, and I immediately wrote, these earth tones are really too saturated. And so then I explored my paint colors, which makes more sense around here. And on here, I kind of colored over my colors with sort of a white or cream to dull them down a bit. But these colors here are more aligned with those colors up there. So it was really nice to actually take photos, try things out down here, take notes, and then put the colors down. Now, I know this from memory, but this is part of the art quest. So I tried some colors out, and also took some notes at the bottom and followed my eyes, so followed my interest. So there's some old fallen logs behind me, and I did some drawings here. I'm not good with watercolors, so that's probably why you can't tell what that is. And then my next exploration was shapes. And that's when all the marmots around me here started to fire up in song, which they're really just alerting each other that there's someone near, and they probably don't like that Henry's here. So, and he doesn't like them either. So there was a lot of interruption. But in these explorations, again, there's a beautiful fallen tree here, and then a long branch that's winding its way down. So I wasn't interested in drawing that branch. What I was interested in was capturing its movement and the twists and turns, and that was it. Then here I wanted to really pay attention to sort of all the layers in the bark of the fallen tree, and that's where all this commotion with the marmots was actually very distracting for me, and I made a bit of a mess, and so I pulled out a large charcoal to cover up my mess, and then start again. And that's there on the bottom, and that was good, because of course I don't really want to erase out here. The last thing is there's a mountain over there as well that I just wanted to see if I could break the shape up into other shapes, and I did a bit, and then I filled it with some color. These are really soft shapes compared to what I'd like, and I think that's from the watercolor, because the edges of my lines are far more rugged than what this image shows. So now I'm going to show you just my surroundings so you can see what's here. So behind me, vineyards, mountains, the lake in the distance. This rock I was looking at for some shapes. There is a fallen log and a few stumps. And there's that beautiful twisty branch that I was exploring its movement. And then behind me there is that mountain that I was exploring a little bit further with its shapes. Okay. So this is where I am, and I've been here before, but not to do this. So this has been really nice, art quest, and I don't know if I'll take Henry again because the marmots and him don't get along. But I love these shapes, and I love these colors. So how I bring this forward in my work, I don't know, but I believe that my work is influenced by the area that I live in. So it's a beautiful day today, so I decided to come out here and you know, see what I could explore, and hopefully do this more often. So I hope you enjoyed this.